All right, we are back here. Saturday's competition heading towards the end of the day, but don't go anywhere because we got a ton of paintball action coming at you still. We got the Ironmen taking on Vicious right now. Matty Marshall, I'm up here with Dave Baines, legendary paintball player, and can't wait to pick his brain on a few things. And great matchup coming up. Vicious played in one of the best games I've seen ever, and best game of the event for sure. Arguably top 2 games of the year. Brutal affair with Chicago Aftershock. They took the victory. Now they're going to throw down against the Ironmen. Dave, what do you feel about this matchup?
Vicious winning that game, I think I'm going to go with Vicious on this one. I mean, that game was amazing. I mean, I love watching these games, and if they're boring, the last game, no offense, Dynasty, great game, but there wasn't any ups and downs. There wasn't anything excitement for me. But, I mean, the Vicious game was a battle with Aftershock, and I loved it.
Battle. Insane battle. Yeah, so, and honestly, that's not a bad call right now. I mean, we know this. We talk about this a lot. You go to a practice, you get whooped up, you go to the event, you're ready to play. You know what I'm saying? I actually don't mind that practice at all.
Oh, yeah.
Or if you have a brutal prelims and barely make it through, but you had to fight tooth and nail to get there, those are the teams you got to really worry about.
Oh, yeah.
And so now, the Ironmen, they beat Portland Uprising. They beat them pretty solidly, but they didn't beat them with any flair, no flash. I mean, it was okay.
Yeah.
No big deal. They did what they needed to do. Vicious, on the other hand, that was again, I can't say more about that game. So that's not a bad call right now. So we got about 5 seconds to go. Let's start here, or watch the start of this match. Right now on your screen, you're looking at Team Vicious on their breakout, digging for that snake. It's Colby, and he is able to get in there clean. So, it looks like they lose a body, so full players left alive for Vicious.
Big breakout by Vicious, but right now he should be looking across field, maybe picking Mike Paxton out of that back center. He's playing a little loose, but he's just trying to work, but here he goes. Big move up the Dorito side by Ironman. Oh, they got him. They got him.
Justin Swartz, trying to do some damage over there on the Dorito side, but they were able to take him down.
Yeah. And LJ's one of those guys. Sorry, man. LJ's one of those guys that's just a great paintball player. He's got a lot of talent, and he's a mover and shaker. He's all go. And that's good.
Honestly, and you could argue that it's kind of tough to deal with sometimes.
Yeah.
but at the same time, amazing on the field.
Raw talent is raw talent, right? And sometimes you look at the positives and the negatives, but you deal with it sometimes. And LJ's one of those kids that he can win a game for you. And like I said, one guy caught him, or that would have been curtains.
Yeah, exactly. So now the Ironmen, just Mike Paxton, it looks like, and he's trying. Oh no, look at that! No, they still have Chris Cat alive as well on the Dorito side. So 2 players left alive for the Ironmen, and it looks like
just one for Vicious.
Yeah,
he just got the snake guy, and he's in a bad spot to battle out of right now.
Yeah, that's a terrible spot right now.
And Paxton's a big like me. He's not gonna let him. He's not gonna give him an inch to breathe.
No, he's a big gun.
Yeah. We're hiders when we need to, but we'll stand up and shoot at you all the paint we have when we want to.
Well, that's the scary thing about guys like you and guys like Mike, is that you're so dominant gunfighting wise that it's just really tough to deal with you. So even though it's gonna take you a little bit longer to get to a spot than say Chris Cat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, who did a great job for Ironman coming down that Dorito side. So yeah, Mike's, twice the size of Chris Cat, but Chris Cat, very talented, still a little unproven, but if I'm choosing my 5 to send out there to win me money, I'm gonna put Mike Paxton out there,
Mike Paxton's been in games that, just like us, he has that experience, and, he's been in all these shots and these fights, and so, of course, I would say Paxton is probably the go-to guy on that lineup for him, and I don't know, is Miko playing this one?
He is.
Okay, yeah, Miko's been missed this year. Miko's one of those guys that was a phenomenal player, came from the Russian Legion camp, came on like out of nowhere, and I was like, man, this kid's powerful.
Yeah.
And he's taking a little break. He got on the business side of paintball, which is good for him. He's making a career out of it.
Yeah, vice president of Dye now.
Yeah, and he's a great person. So he's coming back to paintball, which is a good thing.
Yeah, let's check out this replay. So. Yeah, we're watching, basically, that was just the very last part of that game from the Eye in the Sky, and there really wasn't much that Colby could do in there. Colby's in a good spot if he's got a body behind him and a body on the other side of the field, but once it's just him left alone, and you got, Cat running down the Dorito side, you can't hide from there. There's nothing you can do. That
spot right there, Matt, I mean, he's got the snake 3 right in front of him to block out a lot of stuff, and he's in a spot where he's got to battle out of a low spot, and It's just not a good bunker to be in. The only thing Colby could have done is he could have tried to make a move earlier, try to bring the fight back, but it was too little, too late. 1-on-2, they're across the field.
Nothing he could do. Now, Dave, you guys are playing great this event. You've been, not surprisingly, a beast the past couple events. That's not surprising. That's your nickname. That shooting a lot of guys off the break, doing what you got to do to help the team. But your team has so much depth. They got Holiday playing the snake now. Norman plays the Dorito sides. I mean, honestly. If you're looking at these games and you're watching these games, if you're not calling Dynasty and Damage as the favorites, then I don't know what paintball you're watching.
It's a great group of guys that have a lot of talent, and there's a lot of hidden talent on our team, which is crazy. As good as these guys have played. So that's good. Not what it's going to be a great tournament.
Here we go. Start of this next point. You're looking at the Ironman on the breakout and trying to get Oswaldo into the snake over here. They hold him up though. Insert bunker right behind Snake 1. Billy Wing out there on the Dorito side, and again, Billy Wing going to be retiring, so this is going to be his last event.
And Billy's one of those guys, Matty, that still gets it done, as a player, Billy's a phenomenal shot. He's one of those guys that will definitely be a sleeper shot on you.
Never gets rattled.
Exactly, and across field shots that I've been shot by Billy, 10, 20 times in my career. Can't believe I got shot by that dude from across the whole field.
Yeah.
Damn,
that
dude.
epic 75-yard shot. And you're like, what? Did that really just happen?
Exactly. And Osvaldo looks like, oh yeah, he got his gun. His gun was having problems in that snake. It looks like he's getting it going. He's in a good spot. Vicious lost the body off the break, and they got Hooker in that snake trying to hold it down. I've been going to that tower too, and it's a good spot, Matty.
Yeah, how do you feel about that spot?
I hate it because
it seems like you're kind of up there, just kind of sucking in and trying. I mean, you're battling out of there, but talk me through it.
I feel like if you're in that spot and everyone's talking, you love it. But the minute it's mum's the word and it's crickets, I feel like, okay, what's going on behind me? I'm in a big spot. You really can't see the Dorito side, but it's a good spot. I mean, Dynasty loves it. Every point Dynasty's going to it. They're using that cross shot, and they're controlling the snake, which is huge. They control the snake.
Yeah, they're doing a great job. I actually want to pick your brain a little bit about that in a second, but right now you're looking at Brian Bortle in Snake 1. Brian played so well for Vicious in that really huge win against Aftershock. Such an amazing game. And you need that, though. You got to have, it's like, not every player is going to step up every game, but that's why it's a team sport. Collectively, you have to come together, be clutch when you need it. And we say, don't be perfect, be clutch.
Exactly.
As Brian Bortle gets shot out of there, so now Oswaldo's being clutch for the Ironman, and the Ironman trying to put another point on the board here against Vicious.
Yeah. Osvaldo did not know the snake corner was there, and he got a good shot on him. And yep, that's it. And then about Brian Bortle, and you said it right. It's great to step up. And Matty, what better tournament than the last tournament, the biggest tournament of the year, to have your day,
Everyone's watching. Eyes of the paintball world are on you, and to step up and perform. Everyone's been training, not only the years it took them to get here, but all of this year. It's such a brutal grind out there for guys on the professional circuit. I mean, if you're playing both series, playing in Europe, I mean, and Vicious doesn't necessarily do that, but those guys play all the time, and it's after a while, you're constantly have to try to reinvent yourself. You're constantly trying to find that drive and that motivation to get out there and do the thing. And to be able to step up on this stage is awesome. And right now, Ironman looking really good against Vicious. And the Vicious, they need to get in it right now. I mean, you're coming off that epic win against Aftershock in the Battle of the Midwest Powerhouses, when they took the win. And now you're playing the Ironmen, who are a team that, one of the most legendary names in the game. During a rebuilding phase, they got a great coach right now with Skinny Kevin. I think that's a great pickup. Let me check out this replay real quick, though. So right now, you're looking at Osvaldo, like you were saying, and he's there trying to get his gun down that tape line. Gets a really good shot on Brian Bortle, and then immediately switches his gun. But it looks like he must have got clipped, like right there. He got clipped. Yeah, he went to sleep on the back guy. Totally went to sleep on that back guy. Maybe didn't know he was still there. But again, it's like I was saying, Vicious, they need to do something right now. Paintball, such a game of momentum of shifts, and if they make this a one-point game, you don't want to let the Ironmen, again, with this, they got a lot of young talent. They just picked up LJ, Justin Swartz, from, used to start, it was Dynasty, then with Infamous, now he's on the Ironmen, and they got a lot of young guys. They got Kyle Spica, who I really like that kid. He's an awesome guy. Really, I think he's going to be a force to be reckoned with in the future. Chris Katz's also very talented. They got a lot of good guys on that squad, but those are pretty much untested guys, A big show on the big, when everything's online.
Look at that move all the way to Dorito, fast. It didn't look like Vicious knows. The Snake guy made it in off the break also on Vicious.
And that's why you got Chris
a good
Cat
shot
on the team, though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
It looked like he bounced the Dorito corner. They're still shooting at him. I'm not sure who that is. Is that Brandon Short or is that Cat?
Cat is in Dorito 1, and he's backed up by, I think, Brandon Short in the back.
Both teams got the field spread out perfectly. There goes a move by Vicious into Dorito to match. I'm not sure who that is. Is that on the Dorito side on Ironman?
Yeah, Chris Cat in Dorito 1.
Chris Cat, there he is. Vicious is in the Snake by himself. At this point, he should be looking to make a move or try to shoot. And another great shot that people are trying to find out is that can right by that Dorito, Matty. It bounces right into him. And we've been shot the guy doing that. So that's a shot that this guy on Vicious should look into. As soon as that Dorito guy's there, he's trying to bounce it off that can right into that guy's goggles.
Yeah, and those are those shots that are really tough to find. You know, it's one of those things that it takes a lot of homework and it takes a lot of creative thinking to try to come up with those shots.
And a lot of it, Matty, is when you get shot by it, you go, oh, shoot, that's how I got shot. You know? Oh, wow. Weird.
Oh, that's where that came from, yeah.
Paxton made a great move to kite down the Snake guy. He's just gonna be a thorn in this guy's side at this point. I love doing that, you know? You know, I love just messing someone's game up. So I hope Paxton gets this guy from me.
And now Ironman making a move into Snake 1. And
a hooker got shot out of the tower, Matt.
Oh, that's that spot. It's tough. It's tight in there. You know, it gets tight. You got a gunfight out of there. Now Colby, you're looking at Colby and Ironman right now into Snake 1 as well. And got a back guy behind him, Kyle Spica.
Right now, Paxton gave him the shot for a second when he saw he lost it. Checked him off, saw he took it right back, and now Paxton gave him up again. Actually, I don't know. I would stay on the Snake guy.
Yeah,
I would definitely stay on the Snake cut if I was Paxton.
Well, think about it. You know, it's like who's my most immediate threat?
Yeah,
you know,
not the tower.
Not the tower. So he's got to stay on that Snake guy. I think maybe he might be thinking he wants to help his Dorito guys move up, but that's not necessarily the spot. I mean, you can do that a little bit, but you know, you got this immediate threat. Colby's been playing really solid too.
Absolutely.
You want to anytime you know a guy's like not dominating, but having a game. Oh, and Colby gets shot out trying to do a little too much. But the thing is, you want to isolate that guy and don't let him play paintball.
Absolutely. And Mike Paxton, the player that he is, physically grabbed a pot out of his back and hurled it about 30 feet behind it to Kyle Spica because Kyle Spica was out of paint. So that was a pretty cool, pretty amazing little throw there. Well, you know, that's
my Mike's Mike. You know what I'm saying? And then Humphreys grabbing that flag and hanging it, another up-and-coming guy from Ironman. But that's the thing with the Ironman, you know, it's, when you have a team that is a legendary team like the Ironman, you're constantly trying to fill your roster with guys that are hungry, guys that are talented, and they want to do the deal. But the thing is that they have this like whole new crop of like, you know, they got Humphreys, they got Chris Cat, they got Kyle Spica, they got Oswaldo. These are like these little, really fast guys who are real aggressive. And it's about Pax, it's about Miko, it's about Billy, trying to mold these guys and make them so that they're more composed and then they have consistency. I was talking to Kyle Spica about this actually in the at the dye booth yesterday. And, you know, such a great guy, man. He was just, like, totally listening. And you know, again, it's just when you're young and you're real aggressive, like, consistency kind of haunts you a little bit. You know, let's check out this replay real quick. So you're looking at the breakout for the Ironman right now. And they're breaking out. Again, they got that, you know, heavy gun up in that center. And then they break out wide. Not a lot of penetration on the Snake side right off the break. But at the same time, you know, you don't want to show the same look all the time. Now, Vicious on the flip side, you know, really going hard up that Snake side. And Colby, man, he's been consistently getting into Snake 1.
And he's been making it, which is amazing. You know, like, it's like, all right, that kid is making it. He's got fast feet. Let's shoot at him. Well, they're shooting at him, and he's making it. So that says a lot about how quick he is and the route he's running. Spica, again, great kid. I've known that kid for a while. And, you know, at the end of the day, you know, guys like me and Paxton aren't going to be playing forever. And it's kind of like our duty to help this next generation. And we got a bunch of great kids on our team. We got Keith Brown, who's a phenomenal paintball player, and just a great kid, you know, and you want to help them out. And you got Jacob Edwards, Jason's little brother, who's got a lot of talent.
How old is Jacob?
Jacob is 16.
Wow.
And Keith just turned 18. So these are younger kids, you know. These are kids that are hungry. And the thing is, Matt, you know what? They make you want to try harder because you see him put in all that effort. You know, you stop getting a little bit lazy, you know.
Yeah. All right, let's see this breakout right here.
Mr. Bortle.
Yeah, Bortle, Vicious.
Running, shooting the whole way.
Quick
move.
Yeah, nice job.
Clean.
Yeah, clean.
Watch his pack. Oh, he made it in good.
Ooh, and then immediately starting to want to gun up cross field. No one really to shoot at, though. No
and Ironman also took the Snake, Matt.
Yeah, they did. Osvaldo. Yeah, good job.
Good Osvaldo. Another great guy. Great kid.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Great person. You know, I love guys like that, you know. Osvaldo's Bortles down the tape. He knows Osvaldo ate his lunch last time, so he doesn't want it to happen again. So it looks like he's trying to take control.
Yeah, and honestly, no pressure really coming from the Doritos side to Bortle right now, you know. So that's going to help him a little bit ease his mind as far as that cross shot that kind of can just leak in, you know, over the top.
Absolutely.
And look at that, seizing the advantage, immediately getting up to the insert bunker, snake 2.
Exactly, and that's going to be hard for the Ironman now to move up because Bortle's in a spot where, all right, no one's on me. They got to come up the side of the field. Osvaldo's going to be a thorn in his side, but Osvaldo, oh, he makes a move to match him. If Bortle gets the, oh no, they got him.
Oh, they dinked him out. Was that Billy Wing that dinked him out? Who shot him?
If that was Billy Wing, that's the shots we were talking about. Out of that tower, and you know what?
Oh,
it looks
they got
like a
another
visor.
One too. Got
Billy
Parker Rosenthal
Wing
as well. The visor power comes into effect.
I'm telling you, man, that's the guy. That's the shot that me and you have seen for years.
That's what we were just talking about.
I'm gonna shoot this guy from across the field with one ball. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Oh man, he shot me with one ball across the field.
Yeah, and now Osvaldo not looking at anyone on the snake side, and now he's going to be able to try to come and feast.
Exactly. Now he's got backs. Now Osvaldo at this point, shot him. Shot him with that quick wrap. He's got one guy left.
Great shot on Hooker.
There it is, another one. Osvaldo feasted, got 2 with the help of Billy Wing's 2 kills, and that's it.
Yeah, so Billy Wing gets a cross-field 2-pack immediately, and then Osvaldo takes advantage of that situation, and the Ironmen are going up points right now, man. Again, Vicious, they need to get something going here. Just don't have an answer for the Ironmen right now.
And it's crazy, Matt, because I was like, you know, I think Vicious is going to get it, and that's the thing. And you got to remember, and you got a young team like Vicious, and you got to have that one natural leader, those 2 or 3 natural leaders that are going to get in there and tell people what they need to hear. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, it's emotion, right? You can't go out there flat foot. You can't be out there like, oh, hoo-hum, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
You got to go out there and be like, look, nothing in life is going to be given to you. You got to take it, you know?
Absolutely. I mean, I think that right there, that's a statement that's really important and bears repeating, is that nothing in life is given to you. You have to take it, and especially out here in paintball, because every single one of these guys out here wants what you want. Everyone wants that win. Everyone wants that glory. Everyone wants to further their paintball career along and get those W's. Now, at the same time, it's like, look, yeah, everyone's having fun, and again, you're out there playing for fun in the rest of the paintball world. Of course, paintball is an amazing activity, but at this level, fun is winning.
Absolutely,
fun is bettering yourself. Fun is taking on that challenge.
Oh yeah, me and you have won many events together, and we had the funnest when we won. You know, I mean, it was great hanging out, but all that work the whole year, this is it, you know. And back to, I'm seeing Skinny Kevin walk out in his blue shirt. Man, a phenomenal coach. You know,
I think that's such a good
phenomenal
move for them,
coach,
because it's so hard these days, because, you know, with the way that this format is, with the way that the teams are, with the level of support. Let's look at this replay real quick. So you're basically looking at the last guys left alive here, and they just can't hide. Osvaldo's got backs, and he just feasts over there, helped out by Billy Wing, and yeah, just great job by the Ironman, and it looks stunning, 4-0 right now. But yeah, you know, it's one of those things that it's like, everybody wants that W, and you know, you don't go to every practice every week and travel around the country and do all this, so you know, you to come out and play flat or not play to your potential. It's just that haunts you in the off season, especially this event. You come to this event, it's the last big event, giant event of the season for this format, and then it's just one of those things, like we're heading towards the end. Like, do you want to go and sit during the holiday season and be like, you know, I could have worked harder, God, we did, you know? No, you don't want to have those doubts. You know, I tried as hard as I could, and I'm getting better. Our team is getting better. We're moving forward.
And with that, you know, Vicious, I know they're down 4-0, or you know, but you know, they played well this event. You know, not this game particularly, and I hate calling them out. You know, a lot of those kids are great kids.
That's our job right now.
Exactly, but they played great this event, and they actually showed a lot. But I don't know what it is. Maybe. I mean, do they have nothing left in the tank? I don't think so, because you know, they're a team that's played with 7 guys. They've been that team with a light roster and playing their asses off, you know. So I'm hoping these guys, one of these guys steps up and said, "Look, let's do it."
Yeah.
It starts with one, you know, one game after the other, you know.
And I think it's like you're talking about, okay, do they have anything left in the tank? But that's not an excuse out here. You know, not an excuse.
Absolutely.
You know, you have to have enough in the tank to take the victory home, you know, and if you don't, then you got to train harder, or you got to mentally refocus yourself so that you always have something left in the tank. It's kind of like, you know, going out there and blowing through all your paint, man. Like, carry an extra pot and learn from your mistakes.
Absolutely.
So, it's just one of those things. It's like, and yeah, they did have it. That battle against Aftershock was just amazing.
And that's what it is, Matty. We wanted to see another battle. I was hoping to see another battle. I was going to be like, man, this is going to be a great game.
That's what I was thinking too.
Vicious.
Yeah, Ironman Vicious. Vicious coming off an epic win.
Yeah.
One of the best of the season, potentially ever of their wins they've ever had.
Yes.
And taking on a rebuilding Ironman team with a bunch of young, hungry guys who are trying to prove themselves. I was like, yeah, this is going to be an epic battle. Now, unfortunately for Vicious fans, the Ironmen are just a little too dominant for them right now. And yeah, like maybe you're right. Maybe they don't have enough in the tank after that really emotional, hard-fought Midwest battle they threw down with.
Oh, yeah. And, it's 11 minutes left. Plenty of time.
Tons of time.
Starts at 1 point.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Right now on your screen, you're looking at Vicious on the breakout.
Looks like Snake again, Matt. Yep, he made it in. Not a ball near him.
Yeah.
Big breakout. Vicious moving.
Yeah, Vicious on the move.
Come on.
Five alive.
Ironman and the Snake also. Is that Spica? That's our buddy?
Yeah,
there he
it's
is.
Kyle Spica and the Snake right now, and he's just zoned up down that sideline.
Yep, took control right away down the wire. Said, all right, I'll take it back from you.
And then and Colby's not taking it back from him. Now Spica's going to switch on the inside, but he there is a player for him to shoot at opposite side of the field. And there I was going to say, he might as well just giddy up though at this point.
Spica made a great move. He's in Snake too. You got two bodies from Vicious across field shooting at him. Vicious has got a good cross. The inside cake guy from the Snake side is actually looking across field.
Yeah.
So this might be a long drawn out point unless we lose some bodies quick. Is that Colby?
Yeah, Colby mirroring
made
that
a move to Snake 2. Missed the shot on the Dorito. Oh,
ooh,
man, I hope he didn't get hit.
No, he just narrowly avoided head check back from that ball.
Now, Spica and Colby cannot see each other right here in the shot. So this is where a little crafty, a little rap, trying to get that good shot. And we've seen this happen where the guy comes up over the top quick and tries to shoot his mirror.
Yeah, and that can happen. Now, they got to be careful, though. A lot of paint coming in from the side.
Absolutely.
Now that's a good move, though, but you got to have time it right. That's when the timing comes into play.
It's a little time and a little luck, Matt.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It happens, right? You roll those dice, and sometimes you hit a 7, and sometimes you hit a Snake,
like
guys.
we always said, man, I'll still say to this day, I'd rather be lucky than good any day.
Absolutely. And then, if you hit a 7, you hit a 7, you made some money.
Yeah,
if you hit a Snake, guys, man, I blew it.
Yeah, it happens. It's paintball, though. You got to roll the dice, though. That is part of this game. Ultimately, and honestly, I really think the paintball gods favor the aggressive player a lot of times.
Everything in life happens for a reason. Now, Spica, he's looking around. He's poking around. Colby is committed for the Ironman player to make that move up the Dorito side. He kind of got his gun across his body. Now you got another guy on. Oh, Vicious, dead. He filled the Snake behind him and took a hit in the head.
And you can tell he knows he made a mistake right there because he's immediately. It's so interesting. It's so telling the body language of players because they, if you see a guy mess up a lot of times, immediately he's going to tell you by his body language what he felt about that by hanging his head. And honestly, that was a bad mistake by him because now you're looking at a situation where they had Snake 1 and Snake 2, but now it's just. Well, no, they still got a back guy, so you're still 2 up.
Not bad spots. Not bad spots on both teams.
But they had 3 guys on the side, so looking dominant. Or Vicious had 3 guys, but now a little bit more even up here on the Snake side.
And you hope that the Vicious guys, and this comes with time. Like, hey, I'm right next to you, bud. What do you need? Who's shooting at you, bud? All right, let's work this together.
It's funny that you talk me through it that way because when you play with you, we play together a decent amount. It's like one of those things. It's like when you're so much talking, you feel so confident.
And I talked about it with these guys on the damage guys. I say when we're sorry, I'm stuttering here. When we're rolling our guns and talking, it's amazing. The confidence. You know someone's talking. You know someone's looking your direction, right? So you're like, this is great. I'm free to do whatever I want within reason.
Yeah.
But you got that confidence, and that's huge. And, sometimes you rely on your coaches too much if you have a good coach, and it hurts you and helps you.
But that's you coming from old school paintball.
Absolutely.
Because, and also coming up and being one of those dominant gunfighters, but having to really use, it's like, dude, you're not the smallest guy in the world.
Absolutely.
You're not slow for a big guy, but at the same time, you're a monster gunfighter, but you got an amazing voice.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things, it's like, that skill's developed, but the thing is, I think a lot of guys, especially in this fast-paced game we see today, really don't understand how important communication is.
And that's where you see a team like Dynasty, who's that
so true
on that crust of that old school, but still got came in at the end of it, like from my generation, your generation, and stuff. I mean, you see them, and it's everyone's talking, everyone's playing as a team. And it helps them. Look, they went 4-0.
And with 28 unanswered points.
Exactly. That is huge.
Impressive.
Huge.
Yeah.
huge confidence booster, whatever it is.
I'm sorry, 21 unanswered points. But
21's still huge.
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, I was kind of thinking back, like, has anyone done that before? I don't necessarily think that's been done. Again, really, ultimately doesn't mean anything because we're not in Sunday.
It's on tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow is the most important thing.
Now, Spica did try to get on the top shot. He tried to come over the top mat and shoot his mirror.
Yeah.
Almost got shot by the corner, so I don't think he's going to do it again. I hope he doesn't do it again.
But that's a smart time to start to do that. Long, really long, drawn-out point.
Yep.
People kind of get lulled into that same zone. Maybe the 2 zones you've been shooting, all of a sudden, boom, somebody pops over the top, throws a little change in there.
Absolutely.
That works a lot of times.
And now Ironman lost the body out of their tower on this Dorito side, and that, this is going to be one of those long, drawn-out points. And I feel like points like this, when you were down a body 4 against 5, which is not a huge deficit, but when you win a battle like this, it kind of maybe starts your engine, right? It maybe gets that steamroll effect now. You got the Vicious guy floating around. I'm not sure who that is on the Dorito side. I can't see him in those towers. But he's making moves. He's trying to get some body. He's trying to get some shots. I think whoever tries to make them. Oh, no.
He just got clipped. That's a really bad death from him out of that spot. Again, long, drawn-out point. You're basically you're waiting for that. You're waiting for somebody to lose a gunfight or somebody to get dinked out. That just happens. Really bad loss for Vicious right now as they're trying to get back in this game.
And Vicious is still in great spots. You got the Snake corner. You got the Snake 2. You got the Dorito. That guy's not going to make a huge move up the Dorito side without the Snake guy seeing him. The Dorito guy's going to see him. The Snake corner has the Snake guy's back. He's uncontested. He can wrap. Yeah, Spica is just literally standing out in the open doing whatever he wants. Oh, missed him.
Oh,
no, I think he got hit in the head.
He might have got dinked.
The ref was looking the opposite way. Did he? Maybe?
Yeah.
I think he got one. Oh!
No, he's clean. So Spica living on the razor's edge.
Oh, my God. And that's huge. And Spica's a small guy, so he can definitely curl up in there. Me, I'd have a harder time.
Yeah,
but, you never know, right?
Yeah. But it's another thing we're talking about. Like, this is when it's so important, the communication right now, because at this level, really, it's all mental. You know what I mean? Because everyone's relatively right around the same level physically, talented wise, and so that being said, it's like that extra boost of confidence you get when I hear your gun raging behind me. What do you need, bud? What do we need to get you down that fucking snake? That sort of thing.
And this is where a Vicious. And I'm not sure who is this in the snake. Colby? Is this Colby? I think so.
I think it is Colby.
I mean, Colby is uncontested to come get Spica. You have no one on Ironman looking this way. Look, this is a move like, all right, I'm not getting shot at. Let me do a quick head peek. Okay, the temple on the snake side is not looking at me. Spica, you're mine.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
This is the move right now.
Well, and that's such a crucial point right now. Again, super long, drawn-out point. And then we're also getting to the point where, look, it's 4-0. So realistically, if Vicious doesn't giddy up and get something done right now Spica retreating.
Smart move.
Because,
I would even go further back.
Yeah, why not? Because they got to come and get you, and you got your boy right behind you. Let him smoke the guy down.
And that's a heads-up play by Spica right there. Like, you know what? This wasn't the greatest spot. I'm literally
in there like
I'm in my fetus position right now. Yeah. I gotta just hide real quick.
I can't even gunfight. Ooh, wow! Did you see how he threw like a little gun check out there?
You usually put the hand out, but he put the whole gun out.
Like, the hand is you're gonna get a bounce off the hand a little bit.
And that's the changing of times, Matty. When our generation, we'd put a hand out there, maybe a pod.
Yeah.
He's like, you know what? Oh man, I hope Colby does not get shot. And now Ironman made a move in the 50 Dorito while we were talking. And now Ironman have the bodies. They have these guys in 2 great spots to watch over the field.
Here it is.
Move
now
by Vicious.
Nice job.
Paxton.
But mirrored by Paxton.
No, and Paxton's dead. Oh, no.
Oh, wow. So completely blown side on the
Great move by the Vicious player.
And
both guys.
So it's looking at 2-on-2. And now here's Spica. He's going to try to make his move.
Spica. You know what?
Checks back in.
Man, this kid is showing us retreats, head fakes, pumps.
Feints.
Yeah.
He's throwing
the
kitchen sink at him right now.
Yeah, you know what? For the spectators, I hope Vicious wins this point. But, man, I almost want Spica to win it just because of what he showed us so far.
Yeah, and this is what I'm talking about. The kid's digging deep right now.
Oh, yeah. And, he understood that, hey, I almost had it, but I'm going to get shot at. Let me tuck back. And live to fight another day, right?
Yeah, and a more boot rookie player would have been he would have just committed on that.
I probably would have ran down the field. Now, the Ironman player, he's in this temple. He's in a good spot. At this point, is that Humphreys? It looks like. Is that Mr. Humphreys?
I think that is Humphreys, yeah.
At that point, he's got his gun up. He's waiting for the guy to come get him. He could come on the outside of the temple and have a even better lane. Now Spica is out of paint, loading paint off the ground, load his gun.
Oh, look at this. I was about to say, at what point do you concede? Because now it's unfortunate because realistically, 5 points, 2 minutes and 50 seconds, this game's going to be for the Ironmen. But, it's just so frustrating. Honestly, at this point, what I would be doing is, regardless, coaching, it doesn't matter. You got to get your boys around. If I'm Vicious, I get my guys around. Look, okay, we can't change what just happened, but let's learn from this. When time is running down, I would rather you die going forward trying to make something happen, because we don't have enough time to win this game, and we always need to be thinking, what can we do as a player, as a coach, as a team to put ourselves in a position to win the game? And right now, they're really not doing that. You're looking at Kyle Spica's stats right now, only 21, man. Such a young kid to be throwing all that sort of stuff
Athletic,
out there.
young, fast,
yeah,
you know, ruggedly handsome, you know, you can't beat it, you know. Ladies, he's single, I think. And, you know, that was the move that Colby saw his player make a phenomenal move, get 2 guys on the Dorito side.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like if any time you were going to come over the top and just see if you could do it, it was then, and make that big move. And, you know, that comes within time, right?
Yeah,
I mean, it's easy to talk when I'm up here, but, you know what I mean? You know, but that was the time.
That's our job.
Yeah, you know what? Hey,
criticize,
it is what it is, you know?
Condemn, accolades.
I'm not here making friends, right?
You're here to entertain, Dave, and you're doing a great job.
That's right. But, no, that was the time for Colby to be like, all right, hey, we got 2. Let me come over the top. I know Spick is somewhere in the snake. Let me go get him. Maybe get the other guy. It's still a one-on-one, you know, hopefully. And I'm not sure who that was. That Ben in the corner?
I think so.
Big Ben?
Yeah.
Ben's a phenomenal paintball player. You know, hey, roll the dice. And like you said, there wasn't enough time to have that kind of game.
Yeah.
And hats off to the Vicious player for making that move. But your buddy's got to capitalize on it, right, Matt?
Yeah, exactly. You have to give faith in your boys. I mean, especially your first guy in, second guy, whatever. If you're in a position to go take a guy down one-on-one, whatever, I'd rather that with time low, and then that way maybe my guy can make something happen, because I don't know. You know, they just don't have an answer to the Ironmen right now.
And Bortle, Snake, 2, 3,
wow, all the
4.
way.
There it is. Come on, Bortle, have a game.
Let's see. Bortle's gonna
have a game. Bortle. Osvaldo's dead on the Snake side, Matt.
Oh
no!
Eats up Billy Wing.
No, and extras to Billy, Mr. Wing.
Oh, and here comes
no.
Vicious. Wow, amazing
Great
job.
move. No, there's still a guy left in the tower. There's still a guy left in the tower, Matt. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, there was. There was a guy left in the tower.
There was a guy left in the tower.
Oh my God! But he did get the flag clean from what I saw.
I think that was. Is that Brandon Short?
It might be.
Yeah, that's Brandon Short over there. Yeah, number 5, Brandon Short. So Brandon Short's over there doing work, and he was so wrapped up in the battle going on down the Dorito side of the field. But so many bodies were coming at him. Really, he was just dealing with whatever he could. And I'm just so surprised that Vicious. You know, hey, look, what can you do? You're trying to score a quick point, and they did it. 2 minutes and 19 seconds. Let's check out that replay here.
And you're hoping and assuming your guy cleared out everyone, but you know, assumption's going to make ass out of you and I,
exactly.
Right?
And we're looking at this battle going down, bodies dropping left and right, and you know, it's really at this point it's just Vicious just flooding the lane with bodies constantly, and then Brandon Short, top left-hand portion of your screen right there, is doing whatever he can. He's the only guy left alive.
And he said surprise.
Yeah, and see, look at that. He's wrapped around that Dorito side, and the Vicious player just runs and hangs the flag, and B-Shore turns around like, oh my God, there's how'd that happen?
And you know, and the refs are talking about it, and you know, there's a lot of refs on the field, and they do a great job. And you know, I own a paintball field in Sacramento, and I rep these tournaments. It's a tough job. You can never make everyone happy, let alone anybody happy when you're doing it. So
reffing is the hardest job in this entire industry because it's thankless.
Oh yeah.
You know, I mean, you're always the GOAT. Everyone's always complaining and whining about everything, and it's so. And plus, you know, these guys, the players come out, they play 2 games, and
we go back to the hotel
and chill. Yeah, exactly.
We're a beautiful Florida. We have pools and spas everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. And then these poor guys are out here all day long in the elements. Now, luckily, we've had nice weather, but I mean, a couple of years ago when it was like 105 degrees, 110 degrees,
rough.
One of the referees had to get life flighted to the hospital.
That's very sad to hear. You know,
because he had heat exhaustion. You know,
and that's being on your feet in the sun all day long, on your feet. You know, a lot of people are like, oh, you're not moving around. You know, yeah, right. You're still moving around, but at the end of the day, you're on the feet. Oh man, another X move by Vicious. Quick shot on the right side, and I think Vicious is. This is the tempo, you know, and I know they're losing bodies, but they should have kind of went with almost this kind of tempo. Oh no!
Look at this!
Oh no! Did he get him? Yes. Is that Big Ben?
Yeah, I think that is again.
Big Ben. You know what? Hey, you know what? Play off this. Vicious. You got Hooker in this corner on the Snake side, and I'm not sure you have him on the Dorito side, but we got. Is that? Oh man, he shot the ref.
Yeah.
He turned around and
well,
shot
and
the
also, like, Hooker's an awesome player, great
Absolutely.
gunfighter, but as far as, like, timing is concerned, I would be playing your faster players
Absolutely.
right now.
And I don't take offense to it. Now, Spica just got, is that Spica Humphreys?
That's Spica.
Spica got picked up by the Dorito. Now, Hooker, there's where, he's got to be a little heads up. He's got to be like, only Dorito. Now, at this point in time, I wouldn't be walking.
No.
You got to be moving, bud.
A lot of fight in Vicious still.
Yeah.
I like to see this.
Absolutely. And you know what? Big Ben.
Yeah.
2 moves,
Amazing.
And Big Ben should be in that pit, literally
Pumping
saying,
his
"We
boys
got
up.
this.
Yeah.
We got this junk."
Coming in, pumping
Slamming
everyone up,
everyone's
slamming
chest
everybody,
pumping, whatever you need to do.
whatever you need to do to get up.
Yeah. And Hooker's a phenomenal. I don't want Hooker to, people to think that Hooker's a phenomenal paintball player. Great shot.
But it's about using your weapons when you need to use your weapons. Again, Chris Hooker, as far as guys shooting off the break and dominant gunfires, he's amazing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when you're down this many points with this little time left, I'd be putting all my fast guys out there.
You wouldn't put me, Travis, or Hooker in there. It is what it is, right?
Yeah.
You got to dish it out and take it. I would. Hey.
My line's not going to be Dave Baines, Rich Telford, Bill Paxson. You're going to put the little midgets out. Me
and Michael would probably be sitting in the pits like, "Yeah, go get them, guys." You know what I mean? Jason Edwards would play our spot, and he would do a better job than us in that moment. It is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. Exactly. So a resurgent Vicious, just unfortunately, and you have to say it. I mean, a minute 18 left.
Yeah.
A little too late, unfortunately.
And I know this is Vicious's last game. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is the game you hope the coaches look at and dissect and everything else. And look, when you guys came out there and wanted to prove it, 5-0, look what you guys did. You played with some aggression. You played with some moves. You guys didn't sit back. You didn't wait for the fight to come to you. And I was hoping this is the game we would have saw.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. I was thinking, okay, look, I was hoping that, because look at what they're doing right
Absolutely.
now. And I think maybe it was like a little bit, it's a mental hiccup.
Absolutely.
It's one of those things you just kind of get, I don't know what it is. Maybe they're burnt from the game before emotionally or whatever it was. But, look at this. All of a sudden, they're forced into action. Forced into action, forced to respond aggressively to the situation presented them. And they're doing great.
Absolutely. And if you want to win, put Ben in. They put Ben in again.
Spin.
You know what I mean? Let Ben spin in there.
Yeah.
And they went with Hooker again, and I'm hoping Hooker shoots. And you know what? If Hooker shoots one guy and shoots another guy in the fill, well worth it.
Yeah, that is true.
And I don't think they're going to let Ben run up the center again. I would hope not.
Let's see.
Someone will get fired. Bortle was calling for a check. Oh, they got the kid.
Bortle
Great kid.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Sorry. Sorry, kids at home and mom. Mom, I love you.
So Brian Bortle getting taken out. They're just losing bodies right now.
Yep. We got Hooker, and I'm not sure. Dorito side, and it's just Hooker.
Yeah, it's just Hooker left.
Stand up and start shooting your gun. Literally strafe your gun at. And they lost him. Now at this point, Vicious should blow the horn. Get another point out there. I know it's at this point.
For pride's sake, though.
Exactly.
And again, because this is the last
they
game.
did it.
Yeah, exactly. This is the maybe potentially the last point they're going to play this season. And I would think if I were to look back on this event, they had a great win against Impact, a great win against Aftershock.
Absolutely.
In one of the bloodiest games we've seen in recent memory.
Phenomenal game. Literally, I'm going to go to my. I know it takes a while, but I want to go and watch that game again because it was that great. I mean, for a paintball player like you and I that have played paintball, that was a great game to watch.
It was.
And
I wish every game was like that.
Exactly. And the games, the games like the Dynasty game, perfect technique, loved it, great. But there was no ups and downs. There was no
drama.
Exactly. And I guess that's what I'm looking for in a game
that's
these
what
days.
I'm looking for too, man. I've seen a billion paintball games, and I was going crazy during the Vicious Aftershock game because, again, like I said, I wish every game was like that. And that's the cool thing about Cup, though, and I'm really excited about tomorrow's competition. And we still got more paintball coming at you. We got Impact taking on Uprising and then Dynasty taking on Shock. That should be a good game,
That's going to be, and I know Shock is a great team, a lot of talent. And I think they're going to be, I hope they did their homework, watched Dynasty, saw that Yosh is committed. Great shot, great gun.
Yeah.
Don't run into him. You know what I mean?
No.
The guy's not going to give you an inch. Yosh is a phenomenal paintball player.
Yeah, exactly.
What I'm going to tell, if I was lined up against him, I'd be like, hey, look, you guys need to put Yosh in. Don't just run blindly. Don't think you're going to make it because you're probably not.
Yeah.
Give the guy the respect he deserves.
Yeah.
And now we got Vicious. They look like they got a pep in their step. I'm hoping that we see the Vicious that can play and should play.
The one we've seen the past couple points.
And they went with the fast line, Matty. You see Hooker's out. I see Big Ben. He's on the snake side lining up, and that's the guy that's been got him the 2 quick points.
Yep.
Like I said, slapping people in the back, telling them, let's get this. we can do this. I would use other words at this point, but I can't say them on the word. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, it's all, this is an emotional game. This is a vicious emotional game, no pun intended. But it really is, And I mean, I remember when I played, I was a hype player. I loved to get in the pit, pump guys up.
Maddie, we're gonna see some. Look, he just dropped the. Nope, he didn't. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh no,
I thought there it is.
Yeah, there it is.
Ben,
move
snake
up the
one.
Center.
Boom.
Wow, all the way through, he gets destroyed, but he got a couple.
He got one, two bodies. They got the snake presence. Is it Mr. Wing? No. Osvaldo in the corner.
It's LJ over there. He gets taken out, so no one on the drill
snake side. Oh, man, Ben, come on. No,
Look
Ben.
at this. It's Spica just cleaning up right now.
Now, Spica's smart. Take a deep breath. Load my gun.
Yep. Get my gun rolling. Time's ticking off. We only got a couple seconds before he gets his W.
And all Spica's going to do is just shoot his gun. And smart. What, they're going to run to your gun, right?
Yeah.
Don't wait for him. Just shoot a lane. Spica, oh, no.
Spica getting clipped. Cross
that's
field.
It. Done
that
deal.
Doesn't matter.
6-2.
Nails in the coffin for Vicious. And it's going to be Ironman there at the end, though. You know what? I'd love to see that fight out of Vicious. They could have just rolled over, flopped over, and died. They didn't. They came hot and heavy there at the end. Got to give them props for that. And again, heading into the next season, I mean, Vicious, it's a good franchise. The Bortles, if it wasn't for the Bortles, Midwest Paintball it's all about paintball patrons. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And they're paintball patrons,
and they're great for the sport, man.
Great for the sport.
Mr. and Mr. Bortle, I know them by seeing them at these events. Great people, do right, help these kids. Can't say enough about them. They're the reasons that paintball is still going. I mean, I don't want to get in the. We're not talking about economy and stuff, but they're still pushing. They're still doing their thing, and they got a good group of guys that have started from nothing into pros.
Well, that's the coolest thing about the Vicious squad is that they really took that hometown approach. They outsourced a little bit a couple times. It didn't work out. But at the same time, they've really pretty much kept the same group of guys together throughout their journey.
Absolutely.
And now they're playing professionally and they're competing. The thing is it's a long road, and this is not going to happen overnight. I don't care how talented or how deep your pockets are or how hard you work. I mean, when you're going against guys who've been doing this for a decade plus, it's just not going to happen overnight. Still, props to Vicious and honestly, props to the Ironmen. They really looked great against a team that was, really thought it was going to be a battle. It was towards the end. Anyway, congratulations to Ironmen. We got Edmonton Impact and Portland Uprising coming at you in just a few moments. Don't go anywhere. I'm Matty Marshall with Dane Baines. We'll see you in just a few.
Love you, Mom.